Continuing on to part C of example 1, we have another linear equation here that we are being asked to solve. And like in the last problem, this problem has parentheses, so the very first thing we need to do is go through and get rid of all the parentheses. Now you need to be careful because it's very easy to make a sign error on this particular problem. For instance, notice on the left-hand side I have minus 2 times the quantity n minus 3. So I need to distribute the negative 2 all the way through to get rid of those parentheses. That means I need to take the entire negative 2 and multiply it by n, and then also multiply it by minus 3. So let me show you how that works. So I'm going to have minus 2 times n, which gives me minus 2n, and then I have minus 2 times minus 3, which gives me a positive 6. It's going to be very tempting to want to make that a negative 6, but you need to be very careful about that and watch your signs. Then on the right-hand side, I have 4. Now I need to distribute that minus through, so very similar to what we saw on the left-hand side. On the left-hand side, the negative has to be distributed all the way through. So I'm going to get 4 minus n, and then minus 2. So the next step, before I start moving things to opposite sides of the equation, I'm going to just simplify the right-hand side slightly by combining this 4 and the minus 2. So my new equation is going to be minus 2n plus 6 equals 4 minus 2 happens to be 2 minus n. Okay, so now I'm going to start moving things to the proper sides of the equation. So in particular, this negative 6, or this 6, I need to get rid of on the left-hand side of the equation. So I'm going to subtract 6 off from both sides of the equation. Now, that's going to leave me with, let's see, I'm going to have minus 2n on the left-hand side. But then on the right-hand side, I have 2 minus 6, which is minus 4, minus n. Okay? So I need to get all of the n's on the left-hand side. So I'm going to add n to both sides of the equation. And that's going to give me minus 2n plus n is going to give me minus 1n, or just negative n. And then on the left-hand side, or on the right-hand side, I'm going to be left with only minus 4. So as the final step here, I divide both sides by minus 1, or if you prefer, you can multiply both sides by minus 1. It'll give you the same results. And I end up with n equals 4 as the solution to this equation. Okay? So now let's go on to part D, which is very similar. Basically, just like before, we have some parentheses we need to get rid of, but since this is a minus 2, we need to be careful about the signs when we distribute. So, distributing, we're going to get 5t, and then I have minus 2 times t, so that's minus 2t. Then I have minus 2 times minus 5, so that's plus 10, equals 6. Okay, so now I'm going to combine these to get 3t, but I'm also going to subtract 10 from both sides. So my new equation is going to be 5t minus 2t. This is 3t. On the right, I'm going to have 6 minus 10, so that gives me negative 4. So then I divide both sides by 3, and then I'm going to get t equals minus 4/3, or minus 1.333 repeating. That goes on forever, but I'll just round to 3 decimal places. And so the answer here would be either one of those, minus 4/3 or minus 1.3333.